We out of red in England. All aboard, yeah, you know it's Hype Train FC. Modern ambition, we got blue and gold in our kit. Plus, you know we the champs of the league, and we don't quit. Started from grassroots, yeah, the sport, we ain't taking it light. You know it's real, from fantasy to the field. You better believe the hype, yeah.
Hello one and all, and welcome aboard the home of Hype Train Football Club on our dedicated YouTube channel. Middle of the way for October, the team were back in action in the East Berkshire Football League's Premier Division on Saturday the 21st of October 2023 on a damp day down at Calcot as we hosted Frontline FC. Today's highlights at times will be left to the viewer's imagination as the harsh winds and rain caused havoc on our left lens of the video camera on the day, so certain action on the left screen has a blind spot and gets worse throughout the game. As for the game itself, this was the second time we played Frontline in competitive action, the first coming in the club's dramatic 3-2 win in extra time during the quarter-finals of the EBFL President's Cup at Burnham Grammar School on our way to lifting the trophy that season in 2022. Okay, let's get into the matter at hand with Frontline going from left to right in white and black stripes, and they're starting on the left hand side, cutting the ball back. They attempt a shot that's blocked on the line well, though there's an offside, and we go again in blue. You're now about to see the blind spot on the left screen. This occurred from a drop of rain in the first 10 or so minutes of the warm-up, and as you can see, Mitchell Saunders has gone through and has taken a shot. The blind spot will only get worse throughout the game, and I'll hopefully be able to narrate over that. And we pick up now with Frontline going from left to right, bitting the ball down to the right-hand channel. There's a lot of patience here as they work the ball nicely before they eventually cut the ball back to one of their midfield players here, who takes an immediate touch that does well to beat two. There's an eventual shot. It's a really good goal from Frontline to open the scoring around 8 minutes into the game. The team now have the ball down the right hand side with Mitchell doing well to put the ball into a channel, with Phil Newport doing well to contest with Frontline here. The goalkeeper, as you can see through the fog of war and the rain, picks up the ball, though we do win a corner with Phil putting his body in the way. From the resulting corner that you can't see, Kieran Carolan is stood over the ball and he's taking his time delivering the ball into the back post. And there he is, as ever, the man on command. Phil Newport scores yet again to draw the team level. This was very much a back and forth game, and Frontline are on the attack again down their right hand side, with their number 11 taking his time before cutting the ball back on the thick grass down at Calcot. There's another cut back before a pass into a channel. They look up for a cross, and Frontline are very patient here whilst there's an initial block. The number 11 picks up the ball again as George Stanford, who's playing right back on the line, blocks the ball off of his knee. And look at the demonstrations from the team as the penalty was awarded. This wasn't a penalty kick, it's come off his knee. His hand just happens to be there, which gives Frontline the opportunity to extend their lead, which they do with a really well placed penalty, though we must admit it's a very harsh penalty to give them the lead. And we resume play with Frontline again on the attack as they're playing some very patient football in the rain down at Calcot. They put the ball out left and eventually into a channel here with their number 9. He's free in the box. There's an open goal. Somehow the ball takes a million years to travel in, and Frontline have a 3-1 lead around 25 minutes into the game, and somehow, and I'll stress again, somehow that ball has travelled all the way through. We're now chasing a 2-goal game, and Frontline are well in the driver's seat, though we're not giving up. And from a slice kick from myself in goal, somehow Mitchell gets the ball and flicks over the Frontline defence with Phil Newport chasing on. Amongst the rain, he wins a free kick around 20 yards out. And just look at the state of the rain here as Kieran Carolan has actually put the ball in the net. You can see the ball dribble through to give the team a way back into the game. We now resume play with Frontline on the counter-attack. They've got a man over on the right-hand side as their number 11 picks up the ball. There's a bit of slipping and sliding going on here. It was such a wet day here. They initially take a shot, though it's scuffed to the edge of the box. Though Frontline are persistent, they get all the way through, and there's an eventual block by the goalkeeper on the line. I've decided to forego a lot of the build-up for our next attack, with Mitchell Saunders crossing excellently for Chris Marshall at the back post to draw the team level. Just as Frontline had taken a 3-1 lead in the game, the team had recovered to draw 3-3 with Chris's first goal of the season. Just like that, the game was level, with the team now defending from a frontline attack on the right-hand side, though there was a loose pass that was intercepted and passed from George Hodder into Kieran Carolan. Kieran's first time pass was excellent, and it just happened to go to Phil in the fog of war as he's buried the ball in the bottom corner. You can see the ball hit the back of the net. It's a top pass from Kieran, a top celebration from Phil, as the team have a 4-3 lead, and it's been some turnaround. More attacking endeavour now from Frontline in black and white, with their number 11 striding down the left-hand side. There's a lot of patient play from the 11 as he eventually cuts in, and there's a great block from George Hodder. From the resulting corner kick, Frontline have decided to play it short here, and there's more patient play. We've been constantly telling our players just to stand, just to delay some of the actions. We're unable to get the ball away here due to some of the loose play, and the number 11 is onto sight. He draws, though, a good save on at the near post before we're able to clear our lines. With half-time now approaching, there was just one last frontline attack to repel for the team as we're looking to take in the 4-3 advantage into half-time. Frontline's midfielder, who had scored 2 of their goals and was their stand-up performer on the day, picks up the ball, butts in a cross, though the shot is saved low by my feet in goal. Exploding into life in the second half, Mitchell is chasing loose ends with a ball down the line, which allows Frontline's goalkeeper to make an absolute hash of it. Kieran, the number 9, picks up the ball, though the grass is really heavy in that quadrant down in that left-back position. It stops Kieran from initially taking a shot, as Phil now decides to play the ball out to Bakar, though it's intercepted, and it's to number 10, Mitchell again. Mitchell decides to take a shot in the box after a nice dribble, and it's saved excellently by Frontline. The pressure was still on as Frontline had miscommunicated at the back, which allowed Mitchell to throw into the feet of Kieran down the line. Kieran puts the ball into the corner, and look at this excellent pass. He's beat 3 men, allowing Mitchell to cut back for Chris Marshall to tap home on the line to give the team a 5-3 advantage in the game. Both of Chris's goals had been set up by Mitchell, and the team had really taken command of the game to start the second half. The game had changed and chopped and changed and chopped all afternoon, with Frontline now putting themselves under more pressure at the back as they're unable to get the ball away. Jeffrey at left midfield has done well to put the press on, which allows a shot from Phil when he collects the ball, and it's narrowly wide. The biggest casualty, of course, was some of the goals in the game that were missed due to the camera, and none so more than Frontline's 4th goal, which you couldn't even see as they poked the ball through the goalkeeper's legs to give life into the game yet. Thankfully, we'll try to keep some of the action on the right camera that wasn't affected by the winds that were going to the left of the screen, as Frontline here are looking to play out from the back, though they've got nowhere to go as the squeeze is on from Jeffrey and Phil down the left-hand side. Phil does excellently to pick up the ball. He has a nice pass into Jeff, who then turns excellently. He fires it, it skims over the goalkeeper, and there's an impassioned celebration as the team have restored their 2-goal lead to take the game to 6-4. What a game we had today at Calcot Recreation Ground. It was everything that you want from a grassroots game. Slipping and sliding, lots of action, end-to-end goals, and Frontline is starting to put the panic stations on, putting the ball into areas. It's allowed some sloppy passes and a sloppy tackle as number 11 Phil is brought down just past the halfway line for a free kick. Number 13, Chris Marshall, is stood over the ball now as Frontline are defending inside their own penalty area, and guess who is on hand to complete his hat-trick. It's another treble for Phil Newport and a second header of the game, probably his best header of the day, to give the team an excellent 7-4 advantage in the game, with the game wrapping up in the final 10.
Yes! Come on! Come on!
The game was one for the train, though there was one final moment for Frontline in the game, and we just about pick it up on the camera here. Well, the penalty award anyway. As you can see, Mitchell has stuck a leg out in the penalty box. The play has gone over. There's been a penalty awarded, though we're unsure that there was any connection, and we're really sorry for Frontline on this occasion as the penalty wasn't caught on camera, though it was another brilliant finish to take the game to 7-5. A game of 12 goals, some which you could see, some which you couldn't, was ultimately edged in Hype Train's favour on a high-scoring afternoon in torrential conditions, all which maintained our perfect record against Frontline in competitive action to secure our 4th win in EBFL's Premier Division this campaign, with a treble from top goalscorer Phil Newport, a first brace for number 13 Chris Marshall, as well as strikes from Kieran Carolan, and a first goal for Jeffrey Larrier on the day. Next up, we return to Sunday League action and have extended coverage of the team's latest outing against Core FC in Reading District Sunday League's Division 3 with an open and competitive game on display coming up on our YouTube channel. Until next time, as ever, believe the hype.